Today I am talking about the 7 deadly sins known to man. The Homunculi from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'm going to rate them from weakest to strongest. All that coming up after this. Good anime afternoon, I'm deaddiligent and today I am talking about the 7 deadly sins. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'm ranking them from weakest to strongest. Now the Homunculi are some of my favourite characters from Fullmetal Alchemist. At number 7, the one who is envious of all the other Homunculi, it's Envy. Oh, hey Mum, what are you doing there? Why are you holding that gun? No, Mum, no! Why? Now, Envy only has 2 major abilities in the series. He is able to shapeshift himself into any other person, which is an amazing ability, but against his brothers and sisters falls a bit useless. A great utility power, but not good for battle. His other ability is to make himself into the giant reptilian dinosaur monster that he becomes. However, as Mustang says, size does not help, and against any of his brothers and sisters, him making himself bigger would not help him in combat. At number 6 is Lust. Now I do think that Lust is underrated. She goes out of the series so early on, and I think she had so much more potential. Something that we don't see from Lust, which I would love to have seen more on, is her speed and her strength. Because if she could rival Greed or Wrath in speed or strength, I feel like she'd be a lot higher on the list. But as it stands, all she has is her ultimate spear, which is amazing, but compared to her brothers and sisters, rates her low on the list. Hey sweet cheeks, looking for a good time? The name's Jean Havoc. I'm looking for a girlfriend. Do you want to be mine? Number 5. The most hungry out of all of the Homunculi, Gluttony.
Please don't eat me, Pride. Please don't eat me. No, Lust.
Now Gluttony is a hilarious simpleton of a character with one of the most powerful abilities out of all of the Homunculi, his own portal of truth, where he can suck people in, but very similar to Sloth, he can't use his powers properly. So he has a really amazing gift, but he just can't use it properly, and it makes him so much weaker. We have seen in the series that he has a high speed and a high strength. All he wants to do is eat, and sometimes when you see him all of a sudden sneak up behind one of the main protagonists, it is so scary when he's first introduced. Later on he becomes more of a comic character, but to start with you see his true power and his true speed. And the reason he's above Envy and Lust is mainly because of his speed. I think he could outmatch either of the previous 2 in a 1v1 battle. At number 4, the one who wants everything, all the women, all the money and all the world, it goes to Greed. Everything you could possibly think of. I want money, power, women, sex, status, glory, finer things in life. Now Greed is a perfect middle ground, if you like. He has got the best defense in the entire series, including between all of the Homunculi, with his ultimate shield. He is an average fighter in terms of Homunculi. He has got his claws that he can create, nowhere near as powerful as Lust's ultimate spear, but still amazing in combat. He holds his own against several of the protagonists in Fullmetal Alchemist. However, he really struggles against Wrath, especially the original Greed really struggles against Wrath, and it does show the major difference between some of the top tier homunculus and the lower tier. So Greed sits firmly in the middle. At number 3 is the laziest homunculi, who arguably does the most work in digging the entire tunnel for the transmutation circle around all of Amestris, and that goes to Sloth.
Oh, such a pain. Dying is such a pain, but thinking is a pain too.
Now, Sloth is one of my favourite homunculi just because of how different he is. The personality is very different to his brothers and sisters, but in terms of power, wow. You can tell that he's got the strength to make his own tunnel across the entire nation without tiring. He is also shown to be incredibly resilient. His skin is bulletproof. He is the only homunculi to have bulletproof skin. Obviously not including Greed and his ultimate shield, but just on a regular basis, he has a pretty damn hard shield to beat, just on skin level. He is also by far the fastest homunculi. If only he learned to control his power, he would be so overpowered and definitely top of the list. But as it stands, as he is unable to control his power, he rates at 3rd. At number 2, he is the most boastful, the most prideful. It goes to Pride. Now, Pride is very, very powerful, and I feel like I need to justify more why he's not in 1st. Well, when I talk about Wrath, I think Wrath would have the edge against Pride in a fight. And we see so much more of Wrath's fights than we do of Pride. Now, Pride, as I said previously, is ridiculously powerful. Ridiculously. He has got the most utility and, if you like, magical superhuman powers out of all of the homunculi. However, he's very childish and overconfident. He is able to get outwitted by the Elric brothers and their band. He is able to be caught not once, but I think 3 times in the series he's caught. He is not an ultimate strategist. Yes, he's employed strategy at times, but overall I feel like sometimes he gets too arrogant or prideful, as it is in his nature, and he loses easy fights. You know what they say, pride comes before the fall, and I think that's why he's fell to 2nd place. And at number 1, the most humble, angry person I've ever met. I do love recording, and what was that? Wrath's coming. Quick, we must pack. Make sure to get all the manga. Now, Wrath. In the original, I believe Wrath was Pride, and I think he is definitely the writer's favourite homunculi. The amount of power shown by Wrath is amazing. Some of his battles still give me goosebumps to these days. When he storms the front gate in one of the final episodes, fighting against Greed, Fu, and it's just amazing. He is an unstoppable killing machine. I do not think that anyone in the series, except Father, could beat him in a 1-to-1 battle. Put some names of people in the comments below that you think could beat Wrath, but if you want the truth, apart from Father, I can't think of anyone. Hohenheim is definitely a strong candidate, but he has never been a fighter. He admits that himself, and I think that Wrath would absolutely dominate him. Well, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you for listening to this video about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, about the homunculi and their power ratings. Let me know your top 7 in the comments below. I'd like to see how it differs from mine. Do you agree with me? Are there certain ones you disagree with? Let me know below. And as always, have a great anime afternoon.